everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome to another episode of OrgelCraft. Hope you guys are having a great day today. The Pillager Patrol from the end of the last episode has been pacified. I've been naming some of them, but I don't have enough name tags. I did a little bit of a search online for 19th century Norwegian names, and so we have Anders, we have... I'm trying to remember who all we have. I've named 3 of them. We have Lars, and one of them wandered into the boat. Ingborg, over here. I still have to name the other 2. You want to know what the number 1 name in the mid-19th century Norway was? Can you take a guess? Yeah, Anna. Anna is the number 1 name. No surprise there. You know which name was not on the list? Elsa. So, anyway, I have a chest monster. Okay, I have 2 chest monsters. This isn't technically a chest monster because it's organized. Also, most of it's empty. This storage is totally haphazard, and I don't know half of what is in here. This is somewhat organized, but still kind of haphazard and random. And then I have random things like this and this, which, you know, is primarily for the resources I'm gathering out here, but also has a lot of junk in it. I need to get organized right now. Storage? Done. Everything we could possibly want, mostly organized. Empty shulker boxes in here. Mess is cleaned up. Hidden passageway. This is cleaned up back here. Chest monster is gone. These guys think I am awesome. Do you think I'm awesome? You do not. Okay, fine. This one? He's come down, but he was up there. He's apparently our guard. And I believe it's Anders has wandered off, and he's going to be in taking care of the stables that we will eventually build. I need a ton of resources, starting with a lot of name tags, but I'm cheap, so I'll use a raid to get Hero of the Village. That ought to last me for a little while. Okay, next on the list, terracotta. A lot of terracotta. 20 shulker boxes should be enough. Now to put it away. Woo! And now to move an even greater amount of stone over here. This is almost all the stone I have left to my name. I've got some more mining to do. Did you die? Did you die again? I am probably 4 or 5 minutes into this video. Cool. I'm also 3 days into this video. Yikes. So I need a large quantity of dye for all of the terracotta that we are using. And so we're back here at the flower farm that we built in Season 1. Now, I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like down here with the new resource pack, because this is the only place in the world that I actually used the glazed terracotta. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad. Let's see what it looks like with the normal blocks. Yeah, I think I prefer this. Anyway, I need to run the flower farms here a little bit to get all of the various dyes that we need. I've also been AFKing at my squid farm, which is also my cactus farm. So we should be able to get all of the different colored dyes. Now, I don't remember how to run this. Do I push the button? I push the button. Yep. So that goes like that. And then we can run all 3 of these. And it gets us all of the various flowers that are available in this biome. I'll let this run for probably 4 minutes or so. And then I believe what I do is flip the lever, and I just have to flip it when the light is not on, if I remember correctly. So let's test this. Yes, and so then that will flush everything out of there. And then when I flip it, it should turn that off. It does not. Okay, so I have to flip it a second time. That's fine. And then I can push the button, and... Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh. There we go. I designed this farm before I knew really a lot about redstone, so I could probably improve this design if I wanted to. Yeah. So I'm going to work on getting some of the dyes. They all come down into here, all of the various different flowers. Oh, and I set up a sorter so all the seeds come out. That's nice. I had forgotten that I did that. But yeah, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time running these farms, and then I want to do a little bit with what this area actually looks like on the surface. So I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. I died a lot. I now have 3 stacks of every dye, which will equate to 24 stacks of glazed terracotta per color. So that should last me for a little while. It probably won't last me forever, but at least it's a good start. So, when I built this farm, I always had intended to come back and do something with this area as opposed to this little slab of quartz here in the ground, or maybe it's concrete? It might be concrete. It is concrete. And so what I want to do is I want to build up a little pagoda in this area around here so that we can get to it. And I want to work on decorating this area. What I really want to do is I want to go through and I want to bone meal so that essentially every block that isn't tree or pagoda is going to be flowers in whatever pattern it is. So yeah, so I'm going to get to work on that. I'll bring you guys back when it's done. Our flower forest pagoda is done. Our area is all landscaped. I had this idea of having every single block full with like the natural... What the? Excuse me? I'm talking to the people. Rude. Good, and now I have bad omen. Alright, we're gonna have to go find a cow. Flicker, don't let me forget to get a cow. Okay, anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yes, so... My hope had been to have every single block full with the natural pattern of the flowers, which is a great idea on paper, not so fun in reality. Really hard to get the bone meal to cooperate, so I did what I could. There is some gaps, but I'm happy with this little... flower forest. It's not really a forest, but a flower field. We've got some azalea trees. We have some of my stripped birch trees and a few oak trees dotted up here. One of the trees that I spawned had a beehive. So, yeah, so we have bees in the area. I'm assuming they're in there. I don't know where they went. Put a little bit of drip leaf, made a pond here. And then we have the pagoda itself with some of the flowering azalea leaves. Very simple design, very similar to what we have down below. But I think that it all comes together really, really nicely. So, yeah. And yeah, made the path into it as well. It's my hope to eventually connect everything in this world with paths. So we would have things that would lead from our base to the village, all the way out here to these farms. You know, and basically just go everywhere in the world. But that's a project for another day. So I need to find a bucket of milk, and I need to find my horse. Flicker, come here. We are going, and you're coming back to Arendelle with me. So, because we're not gonna get started on the stables today, but I need to start bringing horses over there. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys over in Arendelle. Anders, I have brought you a horse. His name is Flicker. Take good care of him. I'll be bringing you more. And we'll do the stables soon. Certainly within the next 20 episodes. Before the end of the season, for sure. So at this point, you may be wondering what exactly we are going to be working on this video. Unless, of course, you read the title and the description. These guys are having a party. And if you were watching this video and you didn't read the title, why? Anyway, we're going to be working on terraforming again today in this episode, and I want to start by finishing off the island that we did a couple episodes ago. We have a long way to go, but I have a lot of stone that just disappeared. So we are going to launch into that and see if we can't get at least the underwater portion of the island finished, and then we'll deal with the above water portion a little bit later. Underwater portion of the island is finished. Woo! I had a thought that maybe the reason these guys are putting their hands up is because they were injured, because there were definitely some arrows flying all over the place. So I'm wondering if they don't act... What? Oh, turned my particles off. Well, I thought that might be the case, but maybe not. I thought maybe they might need some healing. Nope, apparently they just are excited to see me. But yes, the underwater portion is done. I still have some work that needs to be done over here as far as this goes. But I'm pretty happy with how this all sets. Now, this island is probably going to come down eventually, but I think we have a pretty nice slope over here. I think it looks fairly natural, and then blends in with the more sheer cliff that we have over here. So I'm really happy with how all this is looking here. It's nice to have that done. We've still got a lot of work that needs to get done on this in terms of the above water landscaping, but that was quite a grind to get that finished, but I am happy with it. I want to we looked at boulders a couple episodes ago when we did the terraforming, and I didn't have any great solution to that, but I got the suggestion of possibly using the dead coral. And so I'm kind of wondering what that looks like. And one of the other things that I was kind of thinking about with this is the idea of a gradient and, you know, having it look, you know, having the color change mostly from a distance, as opposed to worrying about what the texture looks like up close. Because when you get this far away, you just have that color in there. There's a little bit of texture, but you don't get any of the fine detail. This isn't bad. What I want to play with, and I need some stone here, is possibly trying to work in some other variations. Let's see, into something. So, like, we would do something like this. Let's just kind of start this as a base. But then along the edge where I want them to change, I'd like to, you know, incorporate a little bit of a different color or a variant to the stone. So kind of like that. And then we would have that kind of, you know, go along. But then we could work in some other blocks, you know, as we kind of progress through here. And just kind of see how this works. Let's see. I'm going to need a shovel if I'm going to work with gravel. There we go. Possibly. I think it has possibilities. I don't know that this is the right texture. I think the color is mostly the same with these. Yeah, so it would be a matter of working in a texture. Right now it's a little busy. I don't know. It's something that I'm going to have to play with for sure. And probably something that I will have to just kind of play around with off camera to see if I can get it exactly as I want it. That is not what I want to be focusing on for the rest of this episode. There's a lot that I didn't get to in the previous terraforming episode. And there's one project in particular that really needs to get started on so that we're going to be able to keep moving forward with the development of the town. And that is the outlining of Windmill Way, I believe is the street name, and that is the street that kind of winds through the foothills of the mountains right here. So what I want to do is I want to get some wool, and I want to just basically outline where I think the road should go. We're not going to worry about elevation to begin with. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to start from like this level and just go right off of where Hill Street ends here and map out approximately where I want it to go, and then from there we'll start figuring out elevation and what we need to do as far as terraforming this mountain goes. Using wool to mark out the road was a good idea in theory. In practice, not so much. As I was looking at the map that I was working with and just doing a rough calculation of the distance, it put the end of Windmill Way, out here in the ocean. So I decided that I wasn't going to do a literal interpretation of the map, especially because it doesn't take into account the fact that it's going up into the hills. So what I thought that I would then do from there would be to just kind of try to interpret based on a couple of different pictures I'm working from. And that was possible. However, we still have the hill winding up somewhere around here. There is a cliff here, but I am having a lot of trouble just kind of estimating this, and I'm not even sure where to start. Now, one of the things that I was thinking I did not want to do in this process was to, bring the entire mountain down to, a lower level and then build up, a hollow mountain on top of it. But honestly, I'm kind of thinking that that might be the way that we need to do this, because I'm just not sure how easy it's going to be to carve the road in here, to the height that I want. Because that's the other thing, is we're having to deal with, changes in elevation, and in some cases, pretty drastic changes in elevation. And I'm having a really hard time seeing that when there's a mountain in the way. Because this street starts down here at this level, and it kind of winds up, and it gets to this height, and honestly, it probably gets to that height. But with it in the way, like I said, I'm having a really hard time visualizing it. And so I think I'm going to just start cutting the mountain down. Now, the good thing is that I don't have to bring it all the way down. Because this is essentially, if we come down to street level here, essentially everything that I'm building is up from here. So I don't have to, tear it all the way down, to that level down there, which helps a little bit. But obviously, there's a lot of mountain that needs to come down. So I think what I'm going to do, as this is terraforming episode, is I think I'm going to go and start bringing some of this down to that level down there. I'm not going to do a huge area, but I think what I'm going to do is clear out some so that we can get started on this street, and then we'll actually start building it from there, and then we can figure out what we want to do with the terrain around it. Ladies and gentlemen, for your YouTube viewing pleasure, presenting for the first time the magical disappearing mountain in 3, 2, 1. And like that, our mountain is gone. Ignore the chest monster. That's not a chest monster. That is resources for an upcoming project. Right. All right. So I have got this area cleared out here. It's not everything that I'm going to have to clear out, but it is a good start. So we'll be able to work from there. So what I want to do now is I want to start working out where the road is going to go, and I think I'll probably just use cobblestone for this. So we are going to come off of the street here, and this actually should probably be down at this level. And path is going to get narrower, and I'm not quite sure what blocks I actually want to build it out, so this is just going to be temporary. But this is going to come out this way a little bit. And then from here, it's going to actually split into two paths. Essentially, this road is a big loop that goes up here. So we're going to have one branch that goes off this way and is going to kind of hug the cliff here. and then it'll loop around the back of Hill Street, and it will go up that way. And then we have another path that kind of comes off straight this way, and then is going to kind of weave back and forth as it goes up to the other portion. This probably actually needs to go a lot farther that way before we do that. So what I want to work on for this video is I want to work on this street over here and how it's going to kind of curve up behind Hill Street and just kind of outline where I think that road is going to be. So I'm going to work on that. I will bring you guys back in a little bit. So have another couple friends for our, come on guys, no, through the gate, through the gate, over here. Please don't push me in the lava. Are you gonna, you're not gonna walk through there, are you? Oh, you have to make this so difficult. Let's see here. Let's do this. Oh, I got one. I got two. No, don't walk out. Look. Just come in. There you go. There you go. Close that. Walk over to the... No. Everybody stay down. Okay. Very good. All right. Take that out of my offhand. You get a mushroom. You get a mushroom. And... Baby Strider. There we go. So, even though we can't take them to the overworld, I thought we would at least breed up a couple of hoglins and make the, make strides toward completing the advancement. These things are vicious and brutal and will pursue you halfway across the nether. Yeah, they knocked me into a lava pit. So at least I got my stuff back, but yeah, I don't know if I... Okay, guys... I'm trying to do a thing here. You deserve what you get. Now they're not going to come back. Oh, oh, nope, here they come. Okay. So the trick is, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to reach me if I come one block lower. Oop, I got one, got the other. Okay, there we go. We got them. All right, and we have a baby hoglin. They are still coming for me, but that is all right. We will eventually have a nether section for the zoo, but for right now, we're not going to deal with trying to get hoglins over there. They are just too much to deal with and more than I care to work with at the moment. A rough outline of the first part of our road is in. So we start down here at the end of Hill Street, and then we're going to work our way steadily up here. Now, I don't think this road is going to stay cobblestone. I just wanted a block that was going to be distinct from everything else around it. But then it leads us up to here, and this is where I have earmarked a little bit of land for some houses. There's 3 houses that go here, and then the road kind of splits off. It continues going uphill there, and then there's another little section that actually drops down a little bit, and then there are a few houses in this area here. And I'm not quite ready to work all of that out, but that's something that we will get to sometime in the near future. So if we fly up here, oh, look at that, nailed the landing. I have done a little bit of wireframing for how I want the hill to look. So you can see right along the road there, I want to have like 1 block at the edge so that we can put a little bit of a fence up, and then everything else is going to be filled in and built up from the back of the houses there. So that is what I am going to work on. I also want to come down here, and I realized I actually have not filled in the underwater portion of this, but what I want to do is I actually want to build from where it comes out of the water up to the level of the town itself, just to kind of get a little bit of a baseline of something to work with there. So that is what I'm going to do. I will bring you guys back when that is done. Well, we now have some defined land here around the edge of the village. Obviously, I still need to do the underwater portion, but I didn't quite have enough time for that. And then if we head over here, we have the start of a hillside. But we can see we have the road that's leading up there, and we've got this hill defined and built up. Gets a little bit steeper here. You can kind of see this is where like the road is going to be cut into the mountain that will eventually be built behind it. But yeah, so this is looking good. I'm really happy with the shape of everything. I've done a little bit of texturing in here. It's a little bit easier to do this when it's above ground. There's a lot of detailing, there's a lot of landscaping that still needs to go into all this area, some trees and things like that. But this is a good start, and you know, I wasn't quite sure how to attack this part of the of the project, but now that we've started, I feel a lot more confident, and I think that really it's just a matter of kind of working through things and building up from there. I do need to make sure that I come under here and light this up. It's not an issue right now, but if I ever turn that mob switch off, this will be a mob farm under here. As you can see, very, very dark. So, yeah. But guys, I think that is going to do it for this episode. We've made a lot of progress, we've gotten a lot done, and we've really done a nice job of setting the groundwork for the expansion of the town here, and I'm really looking forward to working on that. So if you guys enjoyed this episode as much as these guys, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Be sure to follow me on social media. Thanks for watching. See you real soon.